So today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be reacting to the worst gacha game failures. I want to see which ones on here. I want to see which ones I probably never knew, because there probably is some that I never knew. But anyway, before we start, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share the video, and also channel membership down below, donation down below if you want to. Let's go, okay? God dang those.
Video games are a dime a dozen. Whether it's a AAA company or indie developer, we constantly have new games releasing, many of which are terrible. With gacha games, it's even
I saw Concord. I think he's balling right now. He's balling right now.
worse, with an extra layer of live service and gambling baked into each one of these, and when one of them shuts down, all your money and time goes poof in an instant.
The sad but with a any gacha game player or any live whatever it's called player, to be honest, it's when the servers end.
I've played plenty of good games and bad ones, but there are ones that are so bad that they should be used as a lesson on how not to run a game at all. Today we're going to go over 3 massive gacha game failures. Why these specifically? Because each failed spectacularly.
One Punch Man failed. I know what the middle one is. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
In a different way and have pretty funny stories. Also, if you enjoy this type of video, consider subscribing to the channel and I'll be making more. Idols. You love them, I love them, we all love idols. Idol culture is a huge deal in Japan and has basically become a cult. Scenes shown in the anime Oshi no Ko aren't too far off of what actual fans will act like and the devotion or worship some of the people have. There's all sorts of stalking issues, and idols can't be in any sort of relationships either. Recently, an idol named Momoko Tojo posted a picture of her celebrating her 20th birthday with a young male celebrating with her who was most likely her boyfriend. As punishment, she was forced by her company to post a goodnight video of her alone every night for the next year to make up for her sins. Momoka, if
What a year? That's insane.
you're held against your will, then in tonight's photo, please post a picture of you watching this video. Please notice me, Momoka. If you think K-pop Twitter fans are bad, well, these idol fans actually go outside, which I'm unsure if that's actually better or worse for the rest of us. I distinctly remember walking around Akihabara in Tokyo, middle of the day, when people were supposed to be at work, and seeing fully suited up Japanese businessmen with briefcases roaming around the 3rd floor of a store where the only product was pictures of idols in different outfits and purchasing them. They were straight up inspecting each of these cards like it was an archaeological dig site and they held a relic. But like, what do you even do with these cards? Use them in battle? Well, eventually 2 huge franchises popped up in anime idol culture, which are Love Live and Idol Master.
Yup, I still didn't finish Love Live actually. I was watching one of the series that they had, and I kind of just stopped. I gotta just stop. I know they got an anime.
Today we'll be talking about a game under the umbrella of Love Live, namely a game called Love Live School Idol Festival 2 Miracle Live. It just rolls right off the tongue. We're already to a great start. This franchise had plenty of games in the past and fans are always looking for something new.
I played one of them, I believe. Wherever the mobile game was, it was one of the mobile games, I believe. I think it was Love Live, that the one that I played. I can't remember which one it was though.
On January 24th, this tweet released saying, "We are excited to break the news to you that the global version of Love Live School Idol Festival 2 Miracle Live is launching soon in February 2024. Finally, a new Love Live game." Let me just go get my wallet real quick. However, we also want to inform you that the global version will close its doors on May 31st, 2024, and cease in-app purchases accordingly. Bruh. I have never in my entire life
Why? What?
seen a game.
Oh, why would they do that? That's so basically they straight said we're gonna release globally, but then we're gonna cancel that global release May 31st, 2024. So they released in the same year and they closed in the same year. What would be the point of that? Because that's just dumb, because then it's obviously a cash grab. I mean, at that point, it's obviously a cash grab.
The game announced its release and shut down in the
What
same
the
exact
heck?
post. Like, it didn't even have a chance to see if it would survive. The game was basically aborted. And what do they mean in-app purchases? Who the hell is gonna spend money on a game that isn't even gonna survive a few months? These people, these guys right here. I don't know who they are, but man, they were really desperate for this game. God have mercy on their souls. Maybe they just didn't know it was gonna be shut down? I lie awake at night wondering why they even spent a dime on this game. Did they charge back their credit cards? This game actually had purchases enabled until the literal final minute of the game, which is insane to me how it could try to be that big of a cash grab. Is that even legal? Well, the game was
It's no way that's legal, bro.
basically just a rhythm game where you could pull your favorite Love Live characters and use them in your roster. But realistically, the characters didn't really matter too much since it was a mostly skill-based game anyways. There isn't really too much to speak on the game since it lasted so little time, but what's weird is why they even end of service some of the other Love Live games to prepare for this one. So what's going on here? And why is this game even a gacha anyways? Guess it's to scam the 15 people who gave it money? Idol fans are willing to buy anything for their Oshi, so it's surprising that this game didn't even try but just died like a fish on land. Next is a game from an incredibly notorious franchise, the Taimanin series.
Never heard of the franchise. I'm gonna be honest, this is the only game I ever played from them, and I was like, oh, it's one of those type of games. Okay.
Originally starting as a Japanese eroge, the Taimanin series had a lot of games over the years and even anime adaptations. Its popularity mostly comes from, well, it's giant. The story is about anti-demon ninjas tasked with slaying criminal demons and eliminating dangerous organizations. Many may find this series ridiculous, but hey, the entire Fate series started off as a hentai. So, well...
Wait, what? Really? Is that true? If that's true, the heck, bro?
Maybe this isn't so bad. In fact, this series pioneered a genius idea. In most live service games,
I mean, but also I love like Senran Kagura games, though. Like those games are fire to me, so I can see why it's like, oh my god, it's a fight the world, but they just fight evil ninjas, right?
you log in to collect gems or whatever currency you use to pull, further your account, you know, the usual. In Taimanin Asagi Battle Arena, they went for the opposite. They added a special NTR login bonus where if you don't log in, you get cucked and your waifu's stolen by the nice looking gentleman in the back. So instead of a reward, I suppose a punishment would make you want to log in more. However, this isn't even the right Taimanin game I wanted to talk about. No, the real incident occurred in a game called Taimanin RPG X Ecstasy. I made a video over a month ago about a hentai PvP game that I quite enjoy and think is good. However, this situation is much the opposite. Originally released in 2018 in Japan, they decided to release the Ecstasy version globally in 2023, 5 whole years later, which I mean, damn, by that point, does anyone even care? Who was waiting 5 years for this game? Regardless, the game released, and it's a turn-based RPG with gearing and character formations, not really anything super special. I can't believe Honkai Star Rail copied this game. But here's what's important, the game's monetization. First of all,
okay, Honkai Star Rail is actually pretty good though. I'm gonna let that slide.
The game's pity was 300 pulls, which is insane. However, it did have mileage rewards in between, but that's still crazy. Then it had a battle pass. I mean, of course it did. At this point, it's fairly standard, right? But then it also had a VIP system which needs real money to level up and gives perks.
Yeah, a lot of games still do that. A lot of games still do. I don't know why. I hate them for it. I wish they didn't, but they do.
So far, doesn't really look that amazing in terms of monetization, but hey, maybe the game's actually pretty generous. As you increase bond level with characters, you can get 500 crystals for level 4 or 1,000 for level 5. And since a 10 pull only costs 500 crystals, we can get a decent amount of pull, and the devs nerfed it. Yep, that's right. The devs accidentally gave too many rewards out for gaining bond with characters and reduced it to about 1/4 of what it was. Alright, I mean, this is obviously really bad, but maybe we can solve this problem. Maybe the game's generous in other ways. I can probably save up enough oh no. Turns out that they not only nerfed the gem amounts, also retroactively took back gems, meaning if you already used them to pull, you now have a negative balance of currency on your account. You're in debt and the Taimanin police are knocking on your door. People were literally tens of thousands of gems in debt, which is hundreds of dollars minimum, and who's gonna slay?
Wait, so they realized they accidentally was giving too much. So they, okay, I get why, like okay, they were like, oh, we giving way too much out. We not, to be honest, it's all about the money. We're not making enough money. We giving way too much out. So what they decided to do was, one, cancel, like you know, basically almost cut that thing in half. Like what, 1/4, cut that thing all the way down to 25% of what it was. And then after that, decided to punish the players because they accidentally gave out too much. Like that makes no sense. Why would you punish the players for something you did? You did that on your own. That's that. I think that's their fault, and they should have just not, you know, punish people that didn't have no problem, no business in it. They don't want to, they not the ones that make the game, so they shouldn't be the ones that get punished for it.
Slave away grinding for that or pay the company. This was all only a week after the game's release as well. Would you rather
A week? Yeah, it was gonna die after that. A week is crazy.
A, spend weeks grinding out the currency, B, spend your paycheck on the gems, or C, uninstall the game? Naturally, almost everybody quit the game and it ended service about 7 months after launch, which is crazy that it actually lasted that long. I guess if you think about it, some AAA games recently have lasted even less time than this scummy game, so I guess as gacha players' brains have rotted beyond repair and will put up with anything. This game's insane mismanagement immediately killed it. However, the Japanese server is still alive, so it shows how a publisher can easily kill a game. They even put out this wonderful picture to celebrate Pregnancy Awareness Month, so glad the game's healthy, I guess? Finally, let's talk about the third game. In a lot of ways, I might consider this one to be the worst. Why? Because I really, really hate IP-based gacha games. An existing property morphed into a game to feed off your love for a series. I'm sure many of us have heard of One Punch Man, the anime about a man who has reached the pinnacle of bald.
You know why I hate IP games? It's because I played the Naruto gacha games, bro. The only one that was good was Blazing. Like after Blazing, it's like Crunchyroll just don't know how to make a good game. I don't know. I just, my opinion, every other gacha game from Naruto sucks. Crunchyroll made Blazing, it was actually pretty good, and after that it was just downhill from there. I haven't seen the new one yet. Y'all let me know if there's a new one that's good. I haven't seen one.
And I guess he hits pretty hard too. An overall really loved series with fun action, good humor. So of course, since at least one person would probably spend money on this, a Japanese company said, let's make this into a live service gacha game, which at a surface level looks like a decent game. But let's quickly talk about how this game already had one foot in the grave before it launched. Crunchyroll, the publisher, has become fairly notorious in the gacha industry and has published a few gacha games previously, but an important one was a game called Princess Connect Redive. This game was fairly popular in Japan and many players were excited for it in the West. It lasted around 2 years here before it was shut down, which is a decent amount of time for a gacha game. But here's the strange part. It made no sense why the game was shut down. The game was reportedly still doing well and making money at least $1 million per month and had a fairly active player base. Hell, even today the game is still updated in Japan and doing fine, but it was shut down completely out of nowhere. All the players' progress and time went poof and got Thanos snapped. They barely had any time to say goodbye, truly.
This is why we don't trust Crunchyroll.
Needless to say, the players were pissed. Imagine if your favorite game suddenly called end of service out of nowhere when it's doing completely fine. You'd probably feel kind of wronged as well, right? And then the game One Punch Man World released, published by Crunchyroll. So already, many potential players were wary without even trying it. Next, let's get into the game. First, it's an IP-based gacha game, which almost guarantees it's garbage when you see the literal hundreds of slop IP gacha games that release.
Yes, I forgot about that. I'm gonna be honest, I almost forget about that. Yeah. I don't know about solo leveling. I really don't know about that because I don't play the game. But yeah. The Isekai Memories garbage game. Black Clover, heard that game basically died within the first month. It's still going. They're still moving strong. I think. I don't think they call it into service yet, or they did. I don't know. But that thing is on its way out. Isekai Memories, that game could have been so good, but they did what they did to that game. Like, it's garbage. All it is a cash grab. They force you to. They want you to spend all these hours if you want to actually get currency to pull. But if you don't, then you just spend in like hundreds of $200 and $300 dollars with like $400 packs. I'm like, bro, y'all really trying to just squeeze it out, huh? That's crazy. And then after all of that, they make a system where if you transfer over from an iPhone to an Android, it doesn't work because it just wipes all your progress. It makes no sense. It's dumb. I think that's the dumbest thing ever. But I really like. I like slime. I like slime, but I can't play the game because one is, honestly, to be honest, one is trash. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It's kind of garbage. It's basic, like it's low tier of the low tiers, right? And then two, like if I wanted to play it on, a phone, it doesn't work because it wipes all my gems, which means even pay gems, it wipes all your gems. So let's say you spend $200 on gems, and you like, oh yeah, let me switch over to my Android or iPhone or whatever. Yeah, you lose all of that. I think it's dumb. I really do. I hate that system with all my passion, and I think that Crunchyroll doing that, to be honest, I think that killed the game. Plus, just the game being bad itself, mismanagement.
every year.
Crunchyroll's famous for it.
IP-based gachas survive on their IP. That's the entire point of their existence. They don't need to make an original world or characters to gain a following, they just copy-paste from the series. In this case, the series is One Punch Man. You probably assume that you either play as the main character Saitama, maybe Genos, or maybe you make your own character and you roam around the world. Nope, the story mainly follows Lightning Max. That's like if you played Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero and the only storyline and playable character you could play as, Yamcha. No. The game itself is actually alright for a mobile game. It's action combat where you play as one character with a party of allies. You have basic attack skills, ults, dodges, nothing crazy, but it's fine. Now for the overworld, this game is literally just a copy of Yakuza series, having Kiryu walking around Japan going
I still haven't finished Yakuza. That is a long game, man.
Into stores, buying food, mini games, and talking to people. They even lifted an entire mini game from Yakuza Like a Dragon in the movie theater, which is like, you really thought that no one would notice this? But let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this entire situation. The monetization. Man, there is so much to say about this. First, guess what? They use a
they, like I said, like just with slime, they famous for it. They famous for trying to sell these big, huge things, but it makes garbage games. Like, I'm like, that's crazy.
System with a familiar rate of 0.6% with a garbage 50-50 chance of getting the character you want. Amazing. However, it's somehow even worse because if you lose your 50-50 on the banner and are now guaranteed the banner character on the next 5-star, this doesn't carry over to the next banner. So somehow losing the 50-50 is even more punishing. You can literally lose a 50-50 2 banners in a row without getting either character that you wanted. And now let's talk about something even worse, the re-rolling in this game, because it's just criminal. Like, there should be a law against this. Some gacha games let you reroll easily, while others make it a bit harder and you'd have to delete your data and restart everything again or have a long tutorial. One Punch Man World made rerolling bannable, and your device would be unable to play the game if you dared to try and get a remotely decent start. However, thankfully, our generous overlord also created an in-game reroll system that you can buy for real money, and it's not unlimited. This is actual mustache twirling villain behavior. The previous 2 games made terrible mistakes, don't get me wrong, but this was literally just planned this way. They intentionally made the monetization of this game this bad. And now let's get to one of the worst crimes of the entire game. Look at this game's revenue. They shut down Princess Connect Redive for making over $1 million a month, but this game is still up? There are people watching this video that make more money than this whole gacha game. They could overfund the whole game per month. Look at this amount. Who is even funding the game at this point?
Man, I don't have that. I don't have that yet, so.
These 3 games all failed spectacularly hard for different reasons, but we all know that the end reason was greed. Hopefully games like this will eventually lead to less scummy practices among gacha games, or at least be a lesson that you need to put in a little bit more effort to scam us gacha-brained individuals. But let's be real, probably not. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a bunch for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it, and I hope to see you next time.
Yeah, that was another good video from him. But I would be honest, the reason, like, let's be real, right? If they really wanted to scam gacha game players, all they had to do is just make a decent game, make decent graphics, and then just charge a good amount. You'll be good. You can make a lot of money. But these games, see, what they did was they tried to go above and beyond, and it was like, okay, we could do this level, so let's try to go this level. And once you go to that level, a lot of people was just like, yeah, no, and they leave. Like, the other 2 was just mismanaged. The third one is literally just, it's a straight up cash grab. The first one was a cash grab as well. But you know, for One Punch Man, it doesn't surprise me. It's Crunchyroll. Them youngins are insane. When I say insane, they are insane when it comes to things like that, because they all the other games that I see them release is about the same for me. I'm gonna be honest, especially all the Naruto. I'm sorry, I like my Naruto fan. So when I see Naruto games that don't do good, it gets on my nerves, bro. It gets on my nerves. I know there's one on like the gacha revenue chart thing that like this Naruto game that's been looking like it's been doing good. I gotta check that out to see if that's actually good or not. But the ones that I play, garbage except for Blazing. But anyway, other than that, Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, don't forget to share the video. I will see you guys in another video. Make sure you watch one of these videos that's popping up wherever, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.